Hello, welcome to the Marginal Show, the cybersecurity show. So a credit card NFC copier, Bluetooth hacking, and a universal remote. This hacking tool has a lot of everyday uses. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what those everyday uses are. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going dark. So the flipperzero is a versatile portable device that has gained popularity for its ability to interact with various technologies, making it useful for everyday scenarios. You have remote control functions like a universal remote. The flipperzero can be programmed to control television, stereo systems, and other infrared devices, IR devices, right? By capturing and replaying their remote signals. This is particularly handy if you misplace your original remotes. Please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you like this video so far, if you appreciate the content, please hit that subscribe button and the like button. So there's also a garage door opener, right? It can clone the signal from garage door remotes, allowing users to open their garage doors without needing the original remote. RFID and NFC capabilities. This is the next everyday use. Using flipperzero, to scan pet microchips. You lost your pet is all, you know what I'm saying? You can, hack your pet, come back here. You can locate the microchip, right? Pet microchips are typically implanted between their shoulder blades, just under the skin. Gently scan this area with the flipperzero, scan the microchip on the flipperzero, navigate to the 125 KHZ RFID function, select read, hold the device close to the area where the microchip is located. Slowly move the flipperzero around the area until it detects and reads the microchip. Retrieve the microchip number. Once scanned, the flipperzero will display a 15-digit code, which is the unique identifier for the pet's microchip. Now, there's a pet database that you have to access, right? With the 15-digit code, you can search, various pet microchip databases to find the owner's information. Many countries have official pet microchip databases where you can enter this code. You can also, then you're gonna have to contact the owner, right? Once you found the owner's information in the database, you can reach out to them to reunite them with their lost pet, okay? And if they can afford a flipperzero, maybe they can give you a little tip, little something on the side for helping them find their pet. Now, success stories is there have been documented cases of people successfully using the flipperzero to reunite lost pets with their owners. Now, this capability demonstrates a practical and heartwarming use for the device, showcasing its potential for positive community impact. Now, here are some considerations. Always handle lost pets with care and caution, right? If you are unable to locate or read a microchip, consider taking the pet to a local veterinarian or animal shelter. How did this hacking video turn into a animal? We love our animals here too, guys. So I don't want you guys to be upset because I'm talking about pets. The flipperzero doesn't always have to be, it doesn't always have to be used for evil. Now let's get back into hacking. So key card cloning. The flipperzero, can read and emulate RFID and NFC access cards, making it useful for duplicating key fobs or access cards for convenience. Productivity tools. You have the Pomodoro timer. Users can set up a Pomodoro timer on the flipperzero, allowing them to manage work sessions without distractions from other devices. Metronome. Musicians can utilize it as a metronome to keep time while practicing. Digital interaction. NFC business cards. The flipperzero can store multiple NFC business cards that share contact information when tapped against another device. Two-factor authentication. It can serve as a physical token for two-factor authentication, enhancing security for digital accounts. Gaming and entertainment is another industry that this flipperzero can really make a huge impact for everyday use. Retro gaming, right? The device supports various retro games and can be used as a portable gaming console. You have the slideshow controller. It can function as a remote for advancing slides during presentations, providing an alternative to standard presentation clickers. Miscellaneous applications. The flipperzero can interact with Bluetooth Low Energy, also known as BLE, devices in several ways. Now, there is the BLE scanning and analysis. The flipperzero can scan for nearby BLE devices, displaying information like device names, MAC addresses, and signal strength. This allows users to discover and analyze BLE devices in the vicinity. Then there's BLE device emulation. flipperzero can emulate BLE devices, potentially allowing it to mimic the behavior of certain Bluetooth peripherals. This capability could be used for testing or interacting with systems that expect specific BLE devices. And then there's BLE advertising. The device can broadcast BLE advertisements, which are short packets of data sent out by Bluetooth devices to announce their presence and capabilities. This feature has been used in some controversial applications, like spamming nearby iOS devices with pairing requests. And then pairing and connectivity, right? flipperzero can establish BLE connections with other devices, allowing it to act as a Bluetooth peripheral. This enables various applications like remote control functionality. You have, examples like a presentation clicker or a media controller, or an HID, also known as human interface device. Emulation, allowing it to act as a keyboard or a mouse, and data transfer between the flipperzero and smartphones or computers. There's also BLE sniffing. With appropriate firmware, the flipperzero can potentially capture and analyze BLE traffic between other devices, though this capability may be limited compared to more specialized hardware. There's also custom BLE applications. Developers can create custom applications for the flipperzero that leverage its BLE capabilities, expanding its potential uses in interacting with or testing BLE devices and systems. You have bad USB functionality. When connected to a computer, it can act as a bad USB device, executing predefined commands or scripts on the target machine. So the flipperzero's capabilities extend far beyond these examples, making it a valuable tool for tech enthusiasts and everyday users alike. Its ability to interact with various technologies allows for creative uses in daily life, while also serving educational purposes in cybersecurity context. Now, there is a new tool out there that people are saying is potentially even better than the flipperzero, called the Capibara. So the Capibara is a versatile tool that can be used for various purposes in the realm of web automation and hacking. Now, here's an overview on it. Web automation and testing, right? Capibara is primarily known as a tool for web application testing and automation. It allows developers to simulate user interactions with web applications, which can be useful for automated testing of web applications, scraping information from websites, automating repetitive tasks on web interfaces. Now, there is ethical hacking applications that can be used, right? So even though it's not specifically designed as a hacking tool, Capibara's capabilities can be applied to ethical hacking and security testing, and regarding, vulnerability scanning, automate the process of checking web applications for common vulnerabilities, penetration testing to simulate user interactions to test the security of web applications, web scraping, which is extract data from websites that don't provide an API, which can be useful for information gathering. And then, it's basically an alternative to flipperzero. So the project is called Capibara Zero, which was, undisclosed. Has emerged as the alternative to, flipperzero. It is basically a DIY hacking tool that can be assembled from inexpensive modules. It's based on the ESP32S3 board, equipped with various modules, including the NFC reader, LoRa, and IR capabilities. It's an open source project with actively developed firmware. So while Capibara Zero shares the name Capibara, it's important to note that this is a separate project from the Capibara web automation tool, okay? So that is what I have for you today. Please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you like this video, if you appreciate the content, if you feel like you learned something new, please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and the like button. Also, please let me know your opinions in the comment section below so that we can get the conversation started in this device. I appreciate your viewership. Stay safe. See you on the next video.